Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, out the house. Ooh, out the house. Well, not actually out the house, but look, okay, so welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Jaybefaunt channel. My name is Jaybefaunt Leroy. I am your host, as always. Jaybefaunt channel is available on all major podcast platforms like Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. So you can subscribe to me there. I'm also part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network, so you can subscribe to them as well. I am always on the JB Show on Sundays at 1, R&B, RBN Live on Tuesdays at 4, and the Sabby and JB Show on Thursdays at 6. And yes, I will be live tonight with Sabby as well. So that's going to be great. Thank you to all the patrons of Patreon, Coffee, as well as subscribers, and to the people who are members as well. Without you guys, I would not have a channel. So thank you so very much. I just want to say hello to everybody really quick in the chat. I'm not going to take very long. If I miss some people, I am sorry, but this is also a breaking news story that I want to get out to you guys. Okay. So good to see you, CBC voter, as well as Jenna Colby. Hi, good to see you. Desert Mantis says, hi, friends. Too bad Nancy's ego won't let her drop out of Congress. We're going to get into that. I want to get into that as well. Cobra Commander is also in the chat, says, guess who got banned off Twitter by NAFO? This guy. Those fuckers reported every comment I get. I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, yeah, they're going to get you. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm running a little bit late because I was rushing, and my apologies. If you guys have not yet, please make sure to take the poll because I want to see what you guys think about this move. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't expecting it. I'm gonna be honest with you. But what did you guys think? Cobra Commander says, totally expected it. Dems refused to their job if they can't get their way. Yeah, to do their job. Okay, I see what you meant. Bryce, is good to see you already. Also, yes, Cobra Commander. Mwah! 4K kisses to all y'all. Okay, now. Okay, so Nancy Pelosi, as you guys see, she steps down. Is it totally like she's leaving the house? We're going to get her words and what she says because I don't want to put words in her mouth. I don't want to put any presumptions out there. And so this is what I want to cover. So, and I'm not going to be on the stream very long because I just want to touch this as well as another story, an update from a story that I did a couple days ago. I actually want to talk to you guys about that really quick. This was an unplanned stream. So, okay, let's go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen really quick, and we're going to get to Mama Bear herself. And we're going to go. So this is actually on speaker.gov. We're going straight to the horse's mouth, okay? So we're going to listen to her, okay? And I may pause at different intervals just to interject my comments. And I want to, see what you guys think as well. So let's go.
Ignition.
Madam Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as we gather here, we stand on sacred ground, the chamber of the United States House of Representatives, the heart of American democracy. I will never forget the first time I saw the Capitol. It was on a cold January day when I was 6 years old. My father, Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., was about to be sworn in for his 5th term in Congress, representing our beloved hometown of Baltimore. I was riding the car with my brothers, and they were thrilled and jumping up and down and saying to me, Nancy, look, there's the Capitol. And every time I'd say, I don't see any Capitol. Is it a capital A, a capital B, or a capital C? And finally, I saw it. A stunning white building with a magnificent dome. I believed then, as I believe today, this is the most beautiful building in the world because of what it represents. The Capitol is a temple of our democracy, of our Constitution, of our highest ideals. On that day, I stood with my father on this floor as he took a sacred oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. All of us who have served in this House have taken the hallowed oath of office. And it is the oath that stitches us together in a long and storied heritage. Colleagues who served before us are all our colleagues. Colleagues like Abraham Lincoln, Daniel Webster, Shirley Chisholm, Patsy Mink, and our beloved John Lewis. Personally, it binds me as a colleague to my father, a proud New Deal congressman and one of the earliest Italian Americans to serve in the Congress. And this is an oath we are duty bound to keep, and it links us with the highest aspirations of the ages. In this room, our colleagues across history have abolished slavery, granted women the right to vote, established Social Security and Medicare, offered a hand to the weak, care to the sick, education to the young, and hope to the many. Indeed, it is here, under the gaze of our patriarch, George Washington, in the People's House, that we have done the people's work. My colleagues, I stand before you as Speaker of the House, as a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a devout Catholic, a proud Democrat, and a patriotic American, a citizen of the greatest republic in the history of the world. Which President Lincoln called the last best hope on earth. Indeed, in the words attributed to another of our colleagues, the legendary Daniel Webster, he said, "Hold on, my friends, to the Constitution of your country and the government established under it. Miracles do not cluster. That which has happened but once in 6,000 years cannot be expected to happen often." Indeed, American democracy is majestic, but it is fragile. Many of us here have witnessed its fragility firsthand, tragically, in this chamber. And so democracy must be forever defended from forces that wish it harm. Last week, the American people spoke, and their voices were raised in defense of liberty, of the rule of law, and of democracy itself.
Right?
With these elections, the people stood in the breach and repelled the assault on democracy. They resoundingly rejected violence and insurrection, and in doing so, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
I'm sorry, I'm skipping.
Part in forging extraordinary progress for the American people to shoulder this awesome responsibility. Madam Speaker, standing here today, I'm endlessly grateful for all of life's blessings. For my Democratic colleagues whose courage and commitment with the support of your families have made many of these accomplishments possible. In fact, could not have been done without you. For my dear husband, Paul, who has been my beloved partner in life and my pillar of support, thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers and well wishes as he continues his recovery. Thank you so much.
Is this a State of the Union address?
Nancy, Corinne, Christine, Jacqueline, Paul, and Alexandra, and our grandchildren, Alexandra and Madeline. Sent me here for the people of San Francisco for entrusting me with the high honor of being their voice in Congress. In this continued work, I will strive to honor the call of the patron saint of our city, St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. In this house, we begin each day with a prayer and a pledge to the flag. And every day,
Wait, they start off with a prayer? Wait. They actually do a prayer in the house before they begin? Like, I understand the pledge to the flag because that's the bullshit they've been doing for years, but they do a prayer? Wait. Isn't there supposed to be a separation between church and state? And praying to whom? Which God do they pray to? Which deity do they pray to? Is it Thor? Is it Loki? Is it Vishnu? Is it Basta? Is it Ra? Is it Sekhmet? Who is it? Cthulhu? Thanos? Golly. Anywho.
I am in awe of the majestic miracle that is American democracy. As we participate in a hallmark of our republic, the peaceful, orderly transition from one Congress to the next, let us consider the words of, again, President Lincoln, spoken during one of America's darkest hours. He called upon us to come together, to swell the chorus of the Union, when once again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. That again is the task at hand. A new day is dawning on the horizon, and I look forward, always forward, to the unfolding story of our nation, a story of light and love, of patriotism.
All right, Nancy, that's it for you. Okay. I'm trying to get to the point, to the part where she actually gets to the point. Lordy Lord, this lady can talk. Hang on. Okay, all right. Jeez Louise, this lady can talk. Okay. Like, Nancy, come on. All right. So let's go back just a few seconds. Okay.
Of California and defending our Constitution.
Okay.
And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility. Madam Speaker, standing here today, I'm endlessly grateful for all of life's blessings, for my Democratic colleagues whose courage and commitment with the support of your families have made many of these accomplishments possible. In fact, could not have been done without you. In life and my pillar of support, thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers.
Okay. So, along with Sean Miller, no, you didn't. Sean says she praised the Xanax, the god of numbness. Oh Lord, look, y'all, y'all bad. Y'all are some, y'all bad, but I love it. Y'all are so bad that I love it. Mm-mm-mm. Anywho, let's go to this article really quick too. Yeah, wait. Before I get to that, Martin says, "Good on her for getting the Guaido ovations." Look, breaking breaking news: Juan Guaido has now taken the seat of Speaker of the House of the United States. Allegedly. Okay. All right. Screw Juan Guaido. Fake ass president. Anyway, let's go here. Um, this is out of get out of my way. Okay. This is out of CNN. It talks about House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced she will not run for a leadership post, a move that marks the end of an era and sets up a major shakeup for House Democrats. Speaker, first and only woman to serve as Speaker, said that she will not continue to serve in the House. And so this is also about 58 minutes ago. Says Clyburn signals he will step aside and let a new trio lead House Democrats. So House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn issued a statement paving the way for a new trio to lead the House Democrats following Nancy Pelosi's decision to step down as Speaker. Speaker Pelosi left an indelible mark on Congress and the country. I will look forward to her continued service and doing whatever I can to assist our new generation of Democratic leaders, which I hope to be Hakeem Jeffries, Kathleen Clark, and Pete Aguilar. The trio was spotted sitting next to Clyburn and House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer during Pelosi's announcement, and Jeffries has been pitching himself to members with Clark and Aguilar as the number 1, 2, and 3 for the caucus in leadership. In a recent statement about Pelosi's decision to step down as Speaker, Clark did not mention her own leadership aspirations. Says Hakeem Jeffries will likely run as unopposed as Democratic Speaker. So, it says Steny Hoyer will not run for elected leadership position. So they're not leaving Congress, but they are stepping down from leadership roles. So the whole thing, okay, so why is this really big news? This is big news, because Nancy Pelosi is literally third in line to the presidency. So if something happened to Biden or Harris, the next president of the United States will be Pelosi. But because she's stepping down as leader of the House, the next leader of the House will now be third in line. And if it's Hakeem Jeffries, then he will be leader of the House. Now, I don't know my history of House speakers as that well, but I think Hakeem Jeffries would be the first black speaker. Hang on. Let me check this. Let me see first. Black House Speaker. Okay, there's somebody named Rainey. Joseph Rainey. That was the first to preside over the House Speaker pro tempore. But as the majority Speaker of the House, I don't think there's ever been a black person to ever serve as the official Speaker of the House. I don't think so. I'm looking at it. I don't think so. But so Hakeem Jeffries could be the first black Speaker of the House. Which of course the Democrats are going to be pushing that out like crazy. We have a black Speaker of the House, blah blah blah. And let me get a picture. If you guys don't know who Hakeem Jeffries is, hang on. Yeah. So let me share my screen really quick, just so you guys know and have a good reference of who he is. Of course, he's a corporate Democrat. Of course, all Democrats. But this is Hakeem Jeffries. And so he's slated to be the next speaker. So if he becomes the Speaker of the House, then of course he'll be the first black man to be Speaker of the House that I have ever seen. That'll be official, not like an interim or like, the person that's at the podium. So the thing is that people are like, what does this change? This really doesn't change anything, right? Because if they're still following the same thing that all the speakers have been doing, if they've been following the same formula that the Democrats have been doing for the last 40 years, there's nothing is going to change. As far as how more to the left Jeffries is or not, it doesn't matter because he's still within that corporate party. And so this has actually been interesting breaking news, to talk about with Nancy Pelosi stepping down. What do you guys think? Because I honestly don't think anything will change regarding this. I think that it's just going to be meh. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, it's most likely Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, and Clyburn is like, yeah, I'm dipping out. They're all gonna serve out their terms till 2024. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see. Um, I'm curious to see how things are gonna go. I'll put it this way, and yeah, thanks, Colin. Colin says Jeffries will be the minority leader since the GOP has the House. Here's my thing: if the Democrats maintain the majority in the House, it could have been another forced to vote campaign again. And since it's like, oh, Hakeem Jeffries wants to be speaker, then the progressives should vote as a block and be like, well, no, we won't vote for you or anybody unless they're willing to put Medicare for all to a vote. It'd be funny though if they actually forced a vote, but now they are the minority party, and then they go, well, we did force a vote, but sorry, we just don't have the votes to do it. That'd be kind of funny, right? If they actually were like, well, we did force a vote when the GOP takes over as majority in the House. That would be hilarious. And that would actually be a slap in the face to a lot of the Democratic Party reformists that were pro forced to vote. That would actually be hilarious. Now, I just have to circle back on something I said that was wrong. Hakeem Jeffries would not be Speaker of the House because if the GOP is now the majority in the House, Hakeem Jeffries would be the Democratic minority leader. But I think it's McCarthy, who is a Republican, since the GOP is taking over the the majority in the House, he will become House Speaker. Now, if let's say happens in 2024, if the Democrats suddenly became majority again, then if Hakeem Jeffries is the leader, then he would become the Speaker of the House. So I just want to make sure I clarified myself, because once the new Congress comes in, the Democrats will no longer be the majority, and so because of that, then the Speaker of the House will go to somebody who's in the GOP, which it might be McCarthy or it might be somebody else who they elect or represent the the majority, the leader of the majority. So either way, I see nothing changing in this, but it's just like it's just going to It's just going to be stagnant. And the thing is that everybody talks about how we really didn't get much of anything at all. Even with a majority in the House, a majority in the Senate, and a president that was all Democrat, we didn't really get much of anything. And so this looks like this is going to be exactly what the president wants. So because they really had not really much of a they didn't really have much to say or much excuses to give, because they had a majority across the board. They had power across the board. And so they had to do the rotating villain. Having a majority now in the House, which causes gridlock, now gives them the ability to shrug their shoulders and go, sorry, but the Republicans. And so this is what's going to happen now. Colorado People's News says McCarthy is the establishment favorite for Speaker, but the Freedom Caucus still will want someone else. Yeah. So the thing is that the Freedom Caucus, which I argue is probably more closer to Trumpian, they're probably going to want that. Which, I mean, it's still the same to me. I mean, they still are going to fight for the oligarchs and the people at the top anyway. So, like, what is the difference? You know? So yeah, I mean, I really don't see much else coming out about this. I think it's just really big news that the fact that Nancy Pelosi is like, I'm out. She's like, deuces. And let me ask you guys this: do you think this has to do with um the fact of Paul Pelosi stepping down, Paul Pelosi getting attacked? Do you think that has anything to do with it, or do you think that it's um do you think that it's more of just coincidental? I would like to see what you guys think, you know, because I'm actually quite curious. Um okay, Desert Mentor says I think it's all ego. Ego, what do you mean by that though, Desert? Do you think it's because I'm curious about what your meaning is about ego. And I forgot to go live on Rockfin. Mm-mm-mm. I forgot to go live on Rockfin. JB. I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's going to catch. Damn it. Anywho, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that L. Catcherell says, not sure. It's more of a compilation of things, timing, etc. Lawrence says Pelosi has an ego the size of a planet. She will not stand the loss of speakership power. Oh, I think I see what you mean. The fact that the Democrats actually lost the majority, she doesn't want to go out as being the leader of the minority, post midterms. So it's like, let me step down as speaker so that I won't be minority leader for 2023 and onward. Is that what you mean? Desert says she wants to be the leader of the Democrats are not going to be the majority. She wants to be, and the Democrats are not going to be the majority. I see. Okay, that's interesting as well. Yes, I know I ruined everything. In fact, the Democrats in Congress are also my fault. Waddy says, I think it's more coincidental. She's super rich and ain't no fun being a minority leader when you have more power in other ways. Interesting. Interesting. Chip says, no, if they keep the majority, Nancy would have said, I have to stay speaker because I'm doing it for Paul. Krona says, not really expected her to step down. That's interesting. Okay. All right. I know, bad cookies. It's all love. Let me see. All right. Okay. Um, Jay says that sounds plausible. Yasmin says, nah, she was probably told to step down. Ooh, this is an interesting take. She's probably told to step down. She's got all the Wall Street money she could ever want at this point, to be honest. The overlords need a new fresh face, Pelosi, for the next 40 years. That's interesting. Probably told to, because the oligarchs, the people who have power over her, non-age, the worship of a killer has been the question I've always had. Too many questions. Oh, okay. You can't fire me. I quit. Okay, this is interesting. Steven says maybe she noticed unrest rising as well. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, will she give her seat in the House? Um. Well, I mean, she'll be speaker not speaker, but she'll be in the House at least until 24 because she has another 2 years. Will she step down and let somebody else take the seat in that representative seat in California? I don't know. My question is Shahid Buttar going to run a third time and try to take that seat if Nancy Pelosi leaves? I'm actually curious about that because Shahid Buttar has been trying to hit at Pelosi, trying to get Pelosi, and he just has not been successful. But will this be another chance? But the thing is, he's running as a Democrat. Will he, run third party and say, you know what, that's it, I'm running third party or independent? Who knows? That's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. Yeah, Kat, we do need term limits. Definitely. Definitely. We shall see, man. It's going to be interesting. The turn of events. This is all like interesting. I just want to grab some popcorn and just watch. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Bill. Bill says the squad should be the lesson that term limits won't matter. The party will always get in people that will be loyal to the party. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Wadi said this might be Buttar's best chance. I mean, just looking at it from an outsider, this might be Buttar's best chance. Bad Cookie says, from what I've seen, Buttar is the very definition of a progressive Democrat. Thing is, that party loyalty, once they absorb you, man, like I think he's cool, but the thing is, you're running through that party, man. Mm, they may co-opt you, man. That's the only thing about it. So, no, you didn't, Bryce. No, you didn't, bro. Death. They taxidermied her. Oh Lord. Anyway, all right. So I want to get to this next story before I dip out. This story is going to be an update. Actually, let me. Okay, let me get this really quick. Yeah, I still got it. I still got it. Okay. All right. So let me enlarge this so that you guys can see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I want to remind you guys of this story really quick before I get to the update. So, I don't know if you guys remember this little gem. Okay.
I don't like people.
People only
Hang
think
on.
that.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Did you hear what he said? Let me play it again.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh,
Wait, no, let me
Hey,
finish.
look.
Let me finish. Let me
so
finish.
white is better than all.
No, let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about
Hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only think
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are
You
racist?
saying you're like
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, but you said you are racist.
I did. I did. Yeah, I'm
Say
trying to
it.
be
Yes,
honest.
I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I slightly told you to stop speaking.
Yes, you
Get
said
it.
it.
Put your phone up.
I respected you.
I'm
I
putting
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but
Okay. So you guys remember that, right? Okay. So, let's stop sharing. So, and let's go to the news. Oh, Bryce. Yeah, Bryce. He said that he was an ethnocentric. He's white supremacist, basically. So from Yahoo News says teacher fired after telling black students his race is superior. So this was on Monday. It goes in. It says a middle school teacher in Texas has been fired after a video posted on social media showed him telling students that his race is superior. He said, "Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is a superior one." The teacher was recorded telling students of various races last week inside of a classroom in Bowles Middle School, a 6th through 8th grade school in Pflugerville, about 18 miles northeast of Austin. He says, "I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about it." The remark appeared to be directed at 2 black students. Some students challenged the teacher. Student says, "I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds." Teacher says, "Did I not like people?" See, here's the thing. He never said that he's not racist. He just said, "Did I say I not like people?" Another black he says, "So you're a what? You're a racist?" And then he says, "I think everybody's a racist at that level." Um, and the teacher actually said, "I did." It says Douglas Killian, the superintendent of the Pflugerville Independent School District, described the discussion as inappropriate, inaccurate, and unacceptable. And this type of interaction will not be tolerated in any of the school's districts. As of Monday, November 14th, the teacher in question is no longer employed by the Pflugerville ISD, and we are actively looking for a replacement. He didn't identify the teacher, who appears to be white. Tamara Spence, a spokesperson in the district, said Monday that she could not confirm the teacher's race. Like, what? You couldn't. You couldn't convert the teachers. You could. Really, y'all? Oh Lord. Killian said officials were made Friday of an inappropriate conversation the teacher in Bowles Middle Schools had with students during an advisory class. Videos of the conversation have been provided to administrations and posted on social media. Said Killian, who apologized in the statement to any parents whose children were shown in the video without their knowledge. He apologized to students and families at the middle school for undue stress or concern. We want to reiterate this conversation does not align with our core beliefs and it's not a reflection of our district or our culture at Bowles Middle School. The school district and the middle school staff work together to create an inclusive and welcome environment for all of our students. Wow. So you can't identify the teacher? Like, really? There's no name of the teacher? You can't go to those kids. Wait, you can't go to the parents of those kids and then ask the parents, what's the name of the teacher? So that teacher's not identified. And so that teacher could literally go to another district, get a job as a teacher, and still keep teaching kids? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Are you mean to tell me that you guys aren't going to identify the teacher? Wait, am I wrong for thinking that the teacher should be identified? Does anybody have a link to the website for that school and the staff that hasn't been updated yet? Because I mean, his face is clearly on there. Like, for real? But yeah, I mean, he got fired, but what's the name of the teacher that was in the video? Bill Bradley in with the jokes. He said, "Remember when they used to teach math and science in school?" Right? Oh my God. Wow. Like, I think everybody in this country has some internalized white supremacy that we have to decolonize our minds. Even us Black people, some of us have internalized white supremacy that we have to get rid of, that we have to purge, right? And a lot of, we work on it every day, trying to, purge these different, things, even when it comes to things like attraction, when it comes to, thinking of, a default when it comes to certain people, we try to get this, purge this out of our mind. But that was just pure white supremacy, the ideology that guy had. And like, what? Bill Bradley says, what is it with all these teachers wanting to tell their students their own personal opinions? I didn't know any of the personal beliefs and practices of my teachers ever. Actually, I got a little bit of a story really quick. When I was in high school, I was in my senior year, right? We had a science teacher. His name was Mr. Galuba, Ronald Galuba. I remember. Older white man. And we started talking, and he started complaining about certain people complaining about being victims. And he was like, some people are like, woe is me, woe is woe. Things aren't going well for me in life. And so we have to be the victim. This is how he described it. In a classroom full of Black and brown students, me and my classmates were predominantly Black and Latino. And they were like, so what's your political affiliation? We dragged it out of them. I stayed silent because I was, I was politically neutral at the time. And so, I'm an independent now, so it doesn't matter. But But at the time, they dragged it out of him, and he was like, "I'm a Republican." And then all the students were like, "Yeah, we kind of figured." And so it's just funny because, and then we found out that our black teacher, our history teacher, was also a Republican. It was like, and that, like, everybody was like, kind of figured, like, yeah, we kind of know. But when the black teacher said that he was Republican, we were like, what? It's crazy. But yeah, so knowing like the political affiliations of some teachers, yeah, it started to become more apparent. Some teachers started, putting that out there a little bit more. But even still, like, see, Bill says, I'm not sure about doxing people, to be honest. Perhaps this scenario is justified, but in general, I'm against doxing people. See, that's the thing. I don't necessarily want him doxed. You know what I mean? And I don't want anything like even still, even though he has that horrible opinion, I don't want any harm necessarily to come to him. But at the same time, it's like, if it's kind of funny. If a teacher does any type of like OnlyFans, on the side, and it's not within the purview of anybody from the school, it's not within the purview of anybody, like people don't know, and then somebody who suddenly subscribes to that service, who's an adult, finds out about it, next thing you know, that teacher is fired, and then they're identified, their face plastered across the news. But this guy who expresses these opinions of being a white supremacist, they don't want to identify him. And it's like, really? So it's kind of like, like, I honestly think like they should be identified. Somebody does, some sex work on the side, and that's completely legal, but they apparently can get fired for doing that, but this guy can't be identified. They can be identified, but he can't. I don't know. And yes, he should have stepped down. He should have stepped down. And yeah, Weddy, yeah, they probably can, do a little digging and they'll find out exactly who he is. But yeah, I get you. Bill says I get you. But like I said, this case may well be justified. Look, but yeah, that's the ruining a man's life. I'm sorry, ruining a man's life, Roman. I want you to think about that for a second. No, please. Think about that for a second, please. Ruffalo is also a Sabi sorry, a JB member. I've been watching Sabi a lot lately. They don't care about black people and our feelings, but they always care if Jewish folks are slightly offended. But I didn't say doxing him. I never mentioned doxing him. And the thing is that if they give his name, here's the thing. That's not doxing him. I mean, he's being identified as a teacher, right? Nobody's posting his address or any of this other personal information. And anybody can come up to one of those kids and be like, so what was that teacher's name? And boom. Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, look. Here's the thing. I see what you mean, Roman. Okay, I'm sorry. But here's the problem though. The government is not going to necessarily go after him, right? That's what First Amendment is. But the court of public opinion, see what I mean? That's the problem, right? It's just like people who are white, who are famous, who say the N-word publicly. You know, the government can't go after them for anything, but they're, but what the public does, or what they say, that's a whole different story, you know? So yeah, like I would like to see, you know, I would like this, I mean, people know who he is, so I just, it's kind of like how when that test where you put pepper in a bowl of water and you take a drop of dish soap and you put your finger in the drop of dish soap and the pepper just spaces out. I mean, I think that's the most that should happen is people see who he is and they're like, oh, he has these opinions, so I'm going to go the other direction. But as far as and the thing is that because it is gone viral, guess what? A lot of people are going to see it and they're going to be like, yeah, and the thing is that his opinion is, let that be a lesson to you, So, yeah, the topic must have already been racial or close to it. Yeah. That's just interesting, man. But I'm not going to take too much more time. But I wanted to discuss this as well. Make sure anybody's on Rockin'. No. Okay. Um, but yeah, that was an update from that. So, teacher got fired. And there's some other stories that will be coming out that I'm going to be touching on. I might touch on it. I'm thinking about touching on it on the JB show this Sunday. It's a deep story, though. Oh my god. I'm probably going to touch on it though, because it needs to be. It's going to be somber though. So if you guys are watching me on RBN on Sunday, it's going to be a somber story. But hey, we got to cover what we got to cover. But I'm going to be doing the Asada Shakur reading this weekend, as well as more Dirty Truths by Michael Parenti as well. And be sure to tune in for Sabby and JB show on RBN at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about white rappers. That's going to be an interesting episode. This is going to be interesting. And we're going to be talking about music. Oh my god, it's appropriation and appreciation. I'm excited for this topic. This is going to be a good one. Look, and have you guys liked the stream? Have you guys subscribed yet? Please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to like the stream, because that also helps me out with the algorithm. As well as, you guys know, the corporate algorithm just doesn't like people like myself. So please make sure to like and share the stream. And by the way, Roman, I'm sorry again. I didn't get what sometimes things aren't as clear through text as you would like for them to be. So I get what you mean. Bad cookies. Don't you dare bad cookies. Bad cookies. Oh my, wait, hang on. Did I saw, thank you so much for the super sticker, JM, as well. And thank you so much. JM is also a JB member. And then Andy P, thank you so much also for the super sticker. Appreciate it so very much. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, damn it. Oh, by the way, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And I think CJ is live right now on RBN. So once you guys get done with me, then go over to CJ and check him out. I think he's also going to be talking about the whole Nancy Pelosi thing, but I think he's talking about some other stories as well. So make sure to tune in to CJ. Give CJ some love. Look, if you go into the chat, tell CJ JB loves him. Say it in the chat. Be like, hey, CJ, JB said he loves you. And then hopefully CJ will say that and be like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. All right, everybody, water your plants, water yourselves, leave the world better than you found it. Smoke if you got them, drink them if you got them. And if you don't got them, then laugh because joy is revolutionary. And, well, happy trails, Nancy. Deuces. Yeah. Ooh, out the house. Out the house.